Midday with Stan, sponsored by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan and hosted by Mr. Fairfield County, Stan Robinson. Bringing over 60 years of experience to Refreshing 90.9, Stan talks with guests from around the county and beyond about pertinent events, community happenings, and other interesting topics. Now here's Stan.
Welcome to Midday with Stan. I'm Stan Robinson, Monday through Friday. Pleased to be here in the studios of WFCO FM Radio, 90.9 on the dial, and studios in downtown Lancaster. Our program each and every day brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan Association, and we thank Fairfield Federal, and they welcome you to our program Monday through Friday. And today, I welcome one of my favorite guests among many. Cheryl Fey is here today. You'd say, now let's see, what does Cheryl do? Something about the Life Enrichment Program. Where is that, Cheryl?
Well, I'm at Wesley Ridge Retirement Community, which is in Reynoldsburg, right there beside Pickerington. We're in Fairfield County.
Yeah. All right. Combination there, geographically speaking. All right. Now, let's see. And independent living. How do you kind of bring that forward to the public if someone isn't familiar with that area? And so what does that include, independent living?
Well, Wesley Ridge actually offers all levels of care that you could possibly need in your life. Now, I work with the independent living residents, and so these are people who have just, for one reason or other, decided to give up their home. Maybe they were tired of shoveling snow. Maybe they were tired of mowing grass, that sort of thing. And so they are in good health. They just want to go ahead and make a decision to live in a community that they can stay in for the rest of their life. So if things should change in their situation and with their health, that they know they never have to leave this community. That we have independent living, which again is, as I said, that is the about 125 people that I work with. We have assisted living. We have the special needs area, which would include dementia. We also now have long-term nursing. We have rehab with extensive therapy services, and we have our own hospice. So we have every single level of care that you might need in your life.
And I appreciate that nice summary there of all the nice things you folks handle. And, of course, my goodness, yes, a new wing opened up about 2013, April, not that far back. New wing opened up. What did that include in the new wing?
Well, in the new wing, we now have the long-term nursing facility, the rehab with, again, a much expanded therapy department. And one of the things I wanted to mention about the therapy department is that we have a new machine that is called an Alter G or anti-gravity treadmill.
My goodness.
And it's only the second one in all of Central Ohio. And it's quite an amazing piece of equipment. Basically, a person wears a special spandex pair of pants that they put you in, and then they're zipped into that, and then they're inflated so that you are in a like an air chamber.
Oh my goodness.
And so what it does, they refer to it as though you're swimming on air, because it takes 80% of your weight off.
My goodness.
And therefore you can exercise, you can be on a treadmill, and when you cannot do that due to pain, whether it's an injury or whether it's arthritis, that you're not able to walk without pain, you can actually exercise and walk, and it's pain-free. So it's quite an amazing piece of equipment, exercise equipment that we use a lot with our patients. And then back to, again, the new wing that opened in April of 2013.
Yeah.
We also have a very large chapel that was actually sponsored or donated to us by Dave and June Harcum, and that's going to be names that people in your listening audience will definitely recognize.
That's for sure. And
they have named it in honor of Bob and Betty Ray Kimes. Now, Pastor Kimes was a United Methodist pastor for many years. He and his wife live at Wesley Ridge, and he had been the full-time pastor for many years, up until recently retiring from that position. And then Charles Eversole is also connected now to the Kimes Chapel in that he created a sculpture of hands, many hands, that are above the altar area in the chapel, and they reach up to the eternal light. It's a beautiful sculpture, and Charles Eversole did that for us. So, and then the last thing that is also included in the new wing is the new art studio.
Oh my.
And so, of course, that's holds a special place in my heart.
Yes, right.
In the first year, we had 4 classes a week of different kinds of art, and but we were working with only the independent living residents. So just a couple of months ago, we decided to expand the art program to include art offered in all the areas, all the different levels of Wesley Ridge. And my former assistant, Mary Massera, has now been hired as the Life Enrichment Art Coordinator. So she is now teaching art to all of the different levels. I still have 2 classes of art with my independent living residents. But I am now in the process of interviewing for a new assistant.
Oh my
I
goodness.
desperately do need an assistant. So if anyone out there listening is interested in a part-time job and might have computer skills and art and craft skills and enjoy small group discussions, for example, with residents, I'd love to hear from you.
Well, that sounds good. What phone number might they use?
Let me give the front desk number to
Right.
Wesley Ridge. It's 614-501-1300, 1300.
That's easy to remember. And of course, here I'm talking today with my good friend Cheryl Fey, and something rings a bell about art and so forth, and something about, I remember doing shows with the Blue Shoe Art. Oh, that was you, yes.
That was me, and I did just, because I was here in Lancaster just before I came on here to be with you, I did take a few minutes and stop over and visit with some of my former artists at Blue Shoe, and it's, I really miss those artists. Great people, and they just are so talented, and it was fun to see them. So nice to have the opportunity to stop in and visit with them.
You and I did some art and clay features, that's for sure, for
We
the TV
we
and
sure
radio.
did. Yes, we did.
TV and radio. Well, that new wing, my goodness. Now, did that bring about the chance and opportunity, in that order, for new people on the personnel list and so on, other specialists and so on, for the medical needs there and so
Oh,
on?
absolutely. Of
Yeah.
course. Yes.
Yeah.
We have a director now of the entire long-term nursing facility and so forth. We completely upped our therapy department. Many new nurses, STNAs, caregivers. I mean, it's a whole other operational department. So, yes, we absolutely did have to increase our staff.
The first new program you were telling us about there, I thought maybe you were going to say you got it right from NASA directly. I mean,
No, but it's a high-tech piece of equipment, that's for sure.
Well, I certainly assume that for sure. That's right. My something about the new transportation available, and maybe you're going to visit more places. Is that right?
We are so excited. We just in July received a new bus that we have been wanting to get for quite some time. We've had buses in their type, kind of, you've seen the types of buses around that are with retirement centers and so forth, and almost like an airplane shuttle bus, airport shuttle bus.
Exactly.
But we really wanted one that held more people and was had better suspension and more comfortable seating, because what happens is, as we age, you sometimes develop some back problems, or you might have hip replacement and so forth. And if you're riding in a vehicle and you're hitting some of these bumps on the freeway, or you're hitting potholes and that sort of thing, it can actually be a deterrent to people who would like to go travel to some places, but they just can't handle the bus ride. And we realized that a lot of our people really do want to get out more. They do want to go on longer trips, but they really cannot handle a rough ride. So we customized a vehicle that is more like a coach. So we have 14 passenger vehicle, and with the driver, that makes a total of 15 possible people. And as long as you stay 15 or below, you don't have to have a CDL, a commercial driver's license.
Didn't
Once you
realize
get
that.
to 16, then you have to have a commercial driver's license. And they're difficult to get, they're expensive, and it limits the number of drivers you might be able to have for that vehicle. But This particular one has reclining seats. It has great suspension. So even though you're going over some bumps, they're very smooth. And it also has a PA system. So now I don't have to be, and I drive the bus. So I don't have to be driving the bus and trying to converse with people or point out things.
That's great.
A lot of our residents are city people. So when I take them to, for example, Somerset, we went to the Clay House for lunch.
Yeah.
We have a monthly lunch bunch.
Famous.
And they don't always get out in the country. So I always want to point out, okay, you'll see on your right, we've got some cornfields, and on the left, we've got soybean fields, and look here, we have some cows. The other thing is if we're going on a longer trip, I research some of the historical features we might be passing, and I'm able to talk about those. So it's nice to have that PA system so that everyone can hear, me being kind of the travel guide along the trips. But we recently, really just in the past 3 weeks, we have gone to Mott's Military Museum, which is fabulous.
Very famous.
Johnson's Ice Cream, real ice cream in Bexley, which a lot of them, that takes them back a few years. I mentioned the Clay House. We went to Tecumseh just last week.
Yes, Chillicothe, yes.
We went to Darby Creek Metro Park to see the buffalo. And tomorrow we're going to Adena Mansion and Gardens in Chillicothe.
Yes.
And next week we're going to Roscoe Village. And then in September I'm planning trips to Marietta, Portsmouth, to Werther's Museum over in Dover. He's the one with the handmade knives, the train collection, and his wife has the button collection. So these are, we're taking definitely more trips with more people signing up to be able to go. And especially in good weather, it's a wonderful thing to be able to get out and about.
And be sure and say hi to Debbie over at Roscoe Village, who visits with us twice a year on this program and has for years in radio and TV with me. So always be sure and say hi to Debbie at Roscoe Village. She'll be very happy.
I certainly will, and I'm actually giving her a call to see what special things are going on that we'll be able to participate in.
Well, believe me, that young lady will tell you the whole thing. And that is great, though, really, because I was going to say in October there's something coming up at the fairgrounds. Let's see, October 5 to 11, something about the county fair.
I think the county fair. We'll try to get down to that, too.
I thought you might just do that, yes. And my goodness, speaking of October there, and in fact, ironically, October 11th, so about, the last day of the fair, I guess, you've got a 5K event, right?
We do. Wesley Ridge backs right up against Blacklick Park, Metro Park, which is a beautiful park, and we do take advantage of doing several things over there. So we are sponsoring on October 11th a 5K run or walk. And there are details on the website as well as people can register. So this is something that is open to anyone who wants to come and participate. So you can register online, and the website is wesleyridge.com. So very easy to get to that and get the details on the website. And then before that, on September 13th, we have an event that is just for residents and their families, and it's a half-mile walk, walker, or wheel. So they can go any way, and it's for their families as well. It's followed by a tailgate lunch, and then going in together to the theater and watching the OSU game that starts at noon that day. So that'll be a fun event.
Yes, okay. And I know, and somebody thought here, the fact that, my goodness, yes, you have all kinds of nice things happening and so forth. Are there vacancies right now, frankly, availabilities right now at your place?
There are. We have a total of 90 apartments and 16 condos. We have one condo still available, and as of last Monday, we had 4 apartments available. And, of course, they are different sizes, different number of bedrooms, bathrooms, and that sort of thing. So our marketing gals are fabulous. Give a call to the front desk, schedule an appointment, and they're very willing to take them on a tour. And if they'd like to, we have first-class dining room with a first-class chef. And
Can't beat that.
People who are really serious about wanting to really try it out can actually come up, talk to marketing, and schedule a time to come stay overnight, have a dinner, and meet some of our people.
And Cheryl Fey will be certainly among the first to reach you, I'm sure, and Wesley Ridge, the Reynoldsburg area, if you will. And we're delighted to have the update a couple times a year with Cheryl's many activities going on out there. And we say hi to everybody at the Wesley Ridge area who are going to listen to a copy of this show, I'll bet.
That's right. I'll spread it around.
There you go. Thank you, Cheryl. And very much happy to be with you here from downtown Lancaster, WFCO-FM, and radio 90.9 FM dial there, of course, and studios in downtown Lancaster. And our program, Monday through Friday, brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan Association.
Thanks for listening to Midday with Stan, sponsored by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan. Midday with Stan is online. Download past programs from WFCOFM.com at our download page. Join us again for Midday with Stan on refreshing 90.9 FM.